In a world where local musicians and artists are unrated, underappreciated, unnoticed, battered, abused, and swept under the rug.
Living show to show without secure benefits like medieval jesters.
Run with the kittens.
You're actually listening to it right now. I played a song for my hamster that just died.
Play, absolutely.
I lied.
Underplayed and underpaid.
Real local music.
Use what you have.
All the canned rock stuff. And the canned rock stuff, too.
Chuck wood around.
We won't get into that.
That's a good thing.
Mondays at 6 p.m.
What was special to me, really cool, amazing, incredible. Like, I need to rise up to this level.
Phenomenal.
Definitely incredible.
Probably the coolest.
Strong. You're a people-aholic.
Oh.
Wow, you're killing me.
I'll try not to swear.
CFRU 93.3.
Wow, the food was
Delicious.
had a smorgasbord of awesomeness.
It's not your regular breakfast sausage.
I also ate some cocktail wieners and drank some melon liqueur one morning very early on the tour bus.
Welcome to another installment of Underplayed and Underpaid. It's Brian McNeil, as I'm here with you every week. The format of the show is we like to promote local talent, or if you're talent and you're coming to town, why don't you get a hold of me at bryancfru@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to have you into the station. Today's guests actually contacted me through the Facebook page, so Facebook or Underplayed and Underpaid on Facebook. That's the way to do it. And I want to just say thank you guys very much for coming. And if you could introduce yourselves to the listeners, tell them what you do and in which band.
This is Frankie. I'm Jimmy. We're in a band called Frankie and Jimmy from Hamilton, Ontario. Sorry, you know what? You go ahead. You can talk.
I'm Frankie from Frankie and Jimmy, and I play the guitar and play the auxiliary percussion with my feet.
I sing and I play harmonica, and I take my clothes off, and sometimes I whistle, but not very well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Jimmy. My name is Jimmy. I'm the pretty one.
I think they got it. I'm Nora Spades from the Vaudevillian. I do some mouth and back, and I play the washboard and the kazoo.
And I'm Brendan Stevens. I played the guitar, I sit on a bucket, played the karzubamophone, and sing good old songs from the 20s and 30s.
Karzubamophone.
And I played the Vaudevillian.
Where did you come up? Yeah, thank you. Where did you come up with karzubamophone?
Oh, actually, I was in Aberfoyle years ago at the antique flea market there, and there was a car horn there from 1915 for sale. So I bought it for like $80, and I put a kazoo onto it, and I called it the karzubamophone.
Nice. Ooh. Thank you guys again for coming in to Underplayed and Underpaid. How long have each of your respective bands been together? Frankie and Jimmy?
Started playing in 2011. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
It's about 5 years.
Yeah.
And the Vaudevillian.
Well, the Vaudevillian name started about 7 years ago when I started busking by myself when I was in high school, and then the band sort of went through a transition, and now Nora Spades and I and Guy Johnson have been playing together for about 6 months.
Yeah, so he kidnapped me at a flea market, and that was it. I'm stuck with him.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, what genre would you say each of your bands perform?
Well, we call ourselves Sliding Delta Demento Blues. We have been called punk, but I think Frank is too good at the guitar to call it that.
Thank you.
Yeah, what would you call it, Frank?
It's pretty much just we just revisit old Delta country blues tunes, but add like a punk garage rock edge and interpretation to it, speed it up, yell and scream out the tunes, and sliding Delta Demento styles.
And the Vaudevillian?
We're a 1920s rock and roll band.
It's a bit of a medicine show theme to it.
Yeah, we play lots of ragtime and country blues and jug band tunes and a little bit of trad jazz here and there.
Nice. All right, so if you were walking down the University Center hallway here on the second level, and somebody stopped you and said, "You guys look like you're musicians. What does your band sound like that I would recognize?" What would your answers be? We'll start with Frankie and Jimmy. Frankie.
What would our sound like for maybe like the White Stripes a little bit, sort of, because it's like fuzzed out slide guitar, some yelling.
Yeah,
might be a better drummer though.
Yeah, you are definitely a better drummer. I kind of modeled our sound a little bit after Wild Billy Childish and his Crimes Against Music record. We try to recreate the old fuzzed out sound and then add a bit of distortion to it.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys want to...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who we sound like. I'd say what we sound like is a heck of a good time.
Yeah.
And that they should
I'll
come
agree to
on
that.
out.
It'd be like Old Crow Medicine Show-ish. You know, Memphis Jug Band.
Right.
Don Flemons, Frankie and Jimmy.
Yeah, you do sound like those guys a lot.
All right, well, so what are your musical influences? What got you into the blues? Who's going to start?
Probably, I got into blues just from, I think, listening to a lot of classic rock music and then researching who their influences are. Like, grew up listening to a lot of Led Zeppelin, and they're just, like, ripping off the blues, psychedelic blues styles, and then just basically go on the internet and you can just research super easily who's influenced who, and then you can keep going down the rabbit hole all the way to the Gregorian chants.
And ragas, 12th century classical Indian music. Yeah. Frank calls it rogging out. I listened to a lot of Jazz FM 91. I don't know if that's bad manners to mention other radio stations on.
Oh, it's good. It's promoting other campuses.
Fair enough.
I think it's kind of rude.
Oh, okay, all right. And then I would listen to Blues FM on Jazz FM on Saturday nights from 8 till midnight. That was the first time I heard Elizabeth Cotton, and that was the first time I heard who else? Sunhouse. That was the first time I heard Sunhouse as well. Was from that radio show, and then just kind of kept listening to it, looking up people, and like you said, down the rabbit hole.
And Nora and Brendan, what got you guys interested in playing slide blues?
Well, I mean, when I was about 12 years old, my grandma bought me a record player and a Lead Belly record and a Woody Guthrie record. So I started listening to, traditional folk music and old blues tunes and stuff, and then got into that, and then just kept researching, down the rabbit hole of old-time music.
Right on. So, okay, what instruments do you guys perform with? I guess we should start on the left again with Frankie and Jimmy. You guys just play standard guitars?
Yeah, I have just a standard wood top guitar, and I also have like a steel resonator that I also use. And then I stomp on a porch board bass and a tambourine. Porch board bass just kind of sounds like a kick drum, but it's no real mechanical amplification. It's just more electrical through you gotta amplify it through a PA or something.
I see.
Yeah.
I play harmonica, mostly Hohner harmonicas. It would be really nice if Hohner harmonicas would give me a sponsorship. I also play Lee Oscar harmonicas and sometimes Suzuki. But my favorite is Hohner harmonicas. I've said that 3 times now, and I believe they should give me a sponsorship.
I didn't see a hashtag Hohner harmonica.
Hashtag Hohner harmonica as well. Sorry about that.
Oh, no. Like when you make your post, if you did that, they would definitely you'd get their attention.
I'm updating it as we speak right now to do that. Sorry, Mr. Hohner.
And Vaudevillian, if you wanted to answer that same question.
Yeah, I play the washboard with a bunch of bells and whistles and teapot lids and whatnot.
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah,
bells and whistles.
Yeah, cowbells, everything on there.
Actually true.
I play it with thimbles, and I'd love a thimble sponsorship because these darn things don't ever fit me, so I have to tape them on. And
are your hands too small?
Yeah, my fingers are just too small that even the smallest little tiny thimbles are way too big.
And
so that would be nice.
You have electrical tape on your fingers underneath the thimbles.
On top of them to hold them on.
Have you tried any other tape?
Oh yeah, I've tried every tape that you can think of.
Like
tried
hockey
glue,
tape?
Hot glue guns, everything. Nothing
Really?
works.
Hot glue guns?
No, but everything else in between.
Just got like a glove with the thimbles.
Yeah, but those little beer caps on the gloves, they pop off. I play a bit too aggressive.
It's really fantastic to watch the Vaudevillian perform. It's pretty out of this world. I've seen you guys perform at least, like I said, a half dozen times. What about you, Brendan? What all instruments do you perform with here?
I play a National Resophonic guitar, which is the first brand of resonator guitars to come out. And I sing, I stomp my foot, I play the karzubamophone and kazoos, and sometimes a bit of harmonica when I can afford them, or borrow them from Jimmy.
Play the bones too.
I play the bit of the bones.
What's your favorite kind of harmonica, Brendan?
Not Hohner.
Oh, Hohner, Marine Band.
Yeah, Hohner Marine Bands are the best. If you're out there, Hohner, we love you.
We also play with Guy Johnson, who's in North Carolina right now, and he plays the upright bass. and he'll be playing with us at the Jimmy Jazz.
I think he got arrested or something. He had to go back to the States
for
for
treason.
a little bit.
Treason.
A couple months in the pen.
Yeah, but he'll be back for the Jimmy Jazz.
Sweet. Good.
Okay. Well, you said to make sure that I ask you about it, but you've already brought that up. But maybe we can get into that a little further. Would you like to perform a song, Frankie and Jimmy?
Oh, right now? Okay.
Well, or if it depends, who's ready to fly?
Are you ready? You tuned up?
We got Frankie and Jimmy that are about to perform a song, and Frankie and Jimmy, and also the Vaudevillian are also performing Friday, April 22nd at the Jimmy Jazz. That's a 9 p.m. doors, no cover. All right. You want to introduce the song?
I gotta stand up.
Yeah. The song's called Vastapole by Elizabeth Cotton from North Carolina.
That's where Guy's from.
That's where Guy's from?
Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
That's exactly where, yeah,
Yep.
she's exactly from there. Closer.
Well, that was a lovely little jam there, guys.
A nice instrumental.
So that's a nice taste of what you're going to get. You're going to get the pleasure of witnessing Friday, April 22nd at the Jimmy Jazz with the Vaudevillian and Frankie and Jimmy. So let's talk about that song, Frankie and Jimmy. What did you? What inspired it? What did you write it about?
Well, we didn't write it. It's a song by Elizabeth Cotton from Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
I have way too many things that I've been here. I should have listened better.
Yeah, you should probably pay attention to the things that we say. Yeah, well, I just really enjoyed that song. It's a very complicated song, and it's also, when I'm sad, I listen to it and I feel better.
It's a nice, soothing, chill instrumental tune. It's like sometimes we just play too many loud, crazy, intense ones, and it's just good to break it up with something quieter in the set, usually.
All right. Where can you guys be found online, and what can listeners expect to find when they do find you?
You can find us on Tinder. You can find us. We got our records up on Bandcamp.com. You can find us on the Twitter. You can find us on the Facebook. You can
YouTube.
You can find us on the YouTube.
Maybe on Vimeo.
You can find us on the Vimeo. No one's bootlegged anything yet, so you can't find us.
Oh, I bootlegged it last night.
Okay, so you can also find us on LimeWire too.
Empire Bay.
Yeah. Empire Bay. Yeah.
And do you guys come from musical families? Musical characteristics that have been passed down?
Yeah. Two of my uncles are pipers. And my cousin Sam fronts a band called the Buddy Guys, which has a lot of members of Harlan Pepper in it. Bruce also plays guitar. Well, so does Bob. My uncles Bruce and Bob are pipers. I'm the only harmonica player. My grandmother wanted to learn harmonica, and her and my pop and I think my pop's best friend went to harmonica lessons, but they were all really terrible at it. And what actually made me pick up playing the harmonica was I was visiting them over the summer on break from school, and I said I want to learn how to play harmonica. And my grandma goes, "Oh!" And she got up, goes to the TV stands, opens it up, and hands me a Honer Marine Band harmonica. And I still have it. I don't play it that much because I want to keep it, but I've recorded it. I've recorded with that harmonica a couple times. Yeah, I talked for a lot. I'm sorry.
It's okay. What about you, Frank?
I don't even remember what the question is anymore.
Do you come from a musical family?
There's rumors that my dad used to play the accordion, but he doesn't like to talk about it, so don't know if it's true, but my mom likes to sing in the church choir, and my brother played the acoustic guitar a little bit before I started picking it up, and then way back in the day, my grandma actually bought us a piano for family to use, and I took piano lessons for 5 or 6 years, and gave that up for a bit, and then just started playing guitar in high school. Yeah.
Nice. What about Nora and Brendan from the Vaudevillian? Do you guys come from musical families?
Yeah, I mean, I sort of do. I came from a trailer park, and my grandma had 8 or 9 or 10 or something like that kids, and she used to clean her clothes with washboards outside with bucket of soapy water. So I think maybe the scrubbing might be in my wrists from her blood.
From the child labor.
You never do laundry, though. That's the funny thing.
I do too much scrubbing. That's the issue.
Did she also sing while she did her laundry?
Oh, she sang. Yeah, she was a bad singer, just like me. So that's why I got that too.
And Brendan?
Yeah, well, my mom is a fantastic singer, but I found out like a couple months ago. We met my grandfather, who I never met, and found out he was like in a touring band in Newfoundland back in the day.
Really?
So I'm half Newfie apparently. But then he told us this really cool story about his mom, so my grandmother, and she used to play tenor banjo and sing this song, Margie, which is a traditional jazz song that we play all the time. And that was really cool. So that's all I know about, music in the family.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Do you guys also take any formal training? Did you take how did somebody or would somebody take formal training for a Honer mouth organ?
Honer harmonica. I didn't. I played the piano as a kid. I took some lessons, but I just kind of played along to records and then annoyed the heck out of my friends for 2 years straight. You can learn an instrument as long as you do it every day for 2 or 3 years. Pretty much anyone can do it.
And those mouth organs, these don't they don't go out of tune, right? Or do you have to get them tuned every once in a while?
No, you break them.
Oh,
yeah, so they break. You blow out reeds, and you can repair them, or you can bite the bullet and buy a new one. They don't go out of tune. They're either in tune or they're broken.
Makes sense.
Basically, yeah.
And about how much do they run if somebody was interested in going out and picking up a harmonica?
It's a lot more expensive now. When I first started playing, it was like $20-$30 for the really good ones. Now it's like $40 to $60 for. So they've almost doubled in price. Yeah.
I see. And
Does
Frankie,
someone have a phone? Can
somebody has a phone.
Please turn their phone off,
Yes,
guys.
it's
Jeez.
dying.
It's the listeners.
You pass me that jacket.
And
it's yours?
Yeah.
Frankie.
Oh, you're not getting your cut.
You mentioned that you played. You had a piano in the house.
Yeah.
But what about official lessons?
On guitar, never took any official guitar lessons. Just kind of self-taught. Just by ear, and then just learning from guitar tabs from the internet, basically, and then self-teaching myself some chord theory. And now it's just all like hard liquor stage magic.
And Nora, have you taken any
when I
vocal
was a
training?
kid.
Oh, yeah.
I used to be a drummer in a rock band when I was a kid, and I had like a 9-piece drum kit.
Cool.
And so I did a couple of drum lessons then. And when we went to New Orleans, there was this band called Tuba Skinny, and one of the best washboard players right now that's living, and his name is Robin. So I barked up his tree, and him and I spent some time together, and he showed me a couple things.
Really cool. And Brendan, what about you? Any official training?
I mean,
musical training?
when I was a kid, I took a few lessons from this Irish guy, but I can never understand what he would say, so I didn't learn too much. But just you know, like learning a thing here and there from family, friends, and whatnot, and then yeah, definitely like picked up a lot of stuff in New Orleans off other ragtime musicians and whatnot.
That must have been a crazy experience down there. How long were you there?
3 months or so.
Yes, yeah.
So you really immersed yourself in the culture of the music.
Yeah, we lived there and played music every single day.
Lived
Cool.
in a pink house.
Cool.
Yeah, in a house where someone was murdered.
Not cool.
Yeah, right in our bedroom when they were sleeping.
Yeah.
What'd you do with the body?
What
Traded it
typically
on bus
inspires your musical content? What do you guys like to write songs about? Not the last song.
Freight trains, murder, bad love,
good love,
dancing, and sex.
We share that. Add liquor and tobacco.
Yeah.
Some good hooping and
drinking
good
and boning.
dancing.
Yeah, being upset.
Yeah.
It's like a catharsis, right?
So dramatic.
Where can
That's a big
each of your
word.
bands be found online? Well, actually, you guys have already disseminated such information. Vaudevillians, where can you guys be found online?
You can go to Facebook and type in the Vaudevillian. You can go to Bandcamp and type in the Vaudevillian. We got Instagram, Twitter. We got a blog.
YouTube videos all over the place.
YouTube videos all over the place. You can probably find a torrent for some of our music somewhere.
Pornhub.
Yeah, we got lots of stuff on Pornhub.
Yeah, that's a side project though.
Yeah, that's the side project.
That's the money maker.
Yeah, that's what pays the bills.
That's why you got these shiny new instruments.
Yeah.
Would you guys like to perform something for the listeners out there in listener land? Give them a little taste of what you sound like.
Yeah, we were
Once
going to
again.
jam one together, too, if we could.
Absolutely.
As a four-piece.
That'd be wicked.
Yeah.
Once again, Friday, April 22nd, the Vaudevillian and Frankie and Jimmy return to the Jimmy Jazz. That'll be at 9 p.m. There's no cover. And there's the sounds that you're hearing jostling about will be more in a proper order.
No, they won't.
No? All right. If you want to introduce a song and get ready to take it away.
Alright. This number is called the James Street Turnaround. It's about a brand new dance we got going around town. Well, hey there, Nora. You heard about that brand new dance we got going around town?
New dance? What's that called?
Well, it's a dance called a James Street Turnaround.
James Street Turnaround. How you do it?
I'll show you right now.
All right.
Well, the other day went down to the airport, dancing, couldn't sit still, everybody dancing on a block. Sing that thing that couldn't stop, brand new dancing minutes now. Needs to turn around, I do the turn around. Turn around, turn around.
All right.
Come on, mama, now turn around. Brand new dancing minutes now. Needs to turn around. Keep it on luck, whiskey, hit the pie. My baby gonna rock the dime. Show my mama what she don't know. My baby gonna hit the floor. Brand new dancing minutes now. Needs to turn around. Don't do that turn around. Turn around, come on, Mom. I said turn around. Just turn around. All right. That's the turnaround. I say do that turnaround. My mama turn around.
I think I got it.
Turn around. My baby now turn around. Brand new dancing baby town. Take me turn around.
That was fantastic. If you like what you heard, you get your butts out to the Jimmy Jazz Friday, April 22nd. The Vaudevillians, who you just heard, and Frankie and Jimmy, the return to the Jimmy Jazz. Thank you guys very much again for all coming in, and we'll turn everything back up so we can hear everybody's voices. And so the turnaround. That wasn't a cover, right?
No.
Okay, what did you write the song about?
I don't know, when I first moved to Hamilton, I thought James Street was kind of cool, so I wrote a song with this dance that everyone's dancing around, the James Street turnaround. Unfortunately, I haven't seen anyone do it. I mean, there's a couple people chain smoking in a moped
Jimmy
on Jackson
tries
Square.
to do it sometimes.
Jimmy can do the James Street
He
turnaround.
can try to do it.
Well, of course, it's named after me. You know?
James?
Yeah, James Street. That's how they got the name. Yeah.
James Street, no.
I just asked my daddy.
Oh, that just fell. Okay, let's get back to the interview here on Underplayed and Underpaid, University of Guelph Community Campus Radio 93.3 CFRU. Where have each band traveled to perform? What's the furthest that Jimmy and Frankie have performed?
Hell.
Well, that's where we started. That was close.
Cape Breton, Sydney, Nova Scotia is the furthest, or maybe PEI. What's geographically the furthest from home?
I think Cape Breton.
Yeah, okay. Cape Breton Island, Sydney, Nova Scotia.
And how was the reception out there for you guys?
They liked us. They were really nice people. They made the best eggs. Yeah,
Best
it was
eggs.
great.
What style?
I like it over easy. You like it scrambled, right?
I like any egg. Anyway.
He just didn't want to admit that I know how he likes his eggs.
Hey.
Yeah.
No, you
Intimate and interactive. And Vaudevillian.
I mean, we've played as far south as New Orleans and as far east as Halifax, Nova Scotia. We're playing a festival in Copenhagen, Denmark in the summer called Skagen. But yeah, we played here and there in between, pretty much.
Every flea market you can find.
Yeah, every
in Ontario.
Dirt hole in the south you can find.
How did the show in Denmark come about?
Well, we recently signed to this management company called Bad Taste Music Agency, and they're working with a music agency from Hamilton called FM Music, and they shot us a message, and we're like, hey, there's this festival in Denmark that is interesting you. You want to do it? And we said, yeah.
Great. So they provide you with your airfare and your lodgings?
Yeah, they're covering all that, and we're gonna make a bit of scratch.
Cool.
But it's like $100 a beer there, so we'll come back probably broke.
Well, we're looking to go out west in July and August. We're certainly not going over the ocean though. We're just going over the mountains. So yeah,
that's harder, man. It's more expensive.
True. Frank hasn't seen the mountains though. It's gonna be a romantic getaway. He's having second thoughts now.
I hear that you're wanting to go visit Maggie.
Yeah, we're gonna go visit Maggie in Revelstoke.
I was actually just listening a couple weeks ago to the compilation of 2015, and Maggie was on the show, so I got to hear her voice, and I was like, "Oh, Maggie, you gotta come out!" And she's like, "I'm coming back in September." So anybody out there who knows Maggie, she's gonna come in September for a visit. There we go.
Cool.
Let's talk about your recordings, Frankie and Jimmy. Where do you guys get your recordings done?
Usually with friends who got a bunch of gear and are reasonably priced, and it's just create a fun atmosphere. And we recorded our first album, half of it in a buddy's barn on the outskirts of Ancaster with Mike Cividino, and then the other half in my kitchen with my buddy who I lived with. He's went to school for audio engineering, and
who's also the drummer in the Frankie and Jimmy 5-piece band.
Yeah. And then half we split it up 2 different places, and
we had to reformat all his gear though.
Yeah. And then I got Mike Treblecock helped us out with mastering that album. And then we did some recent recordings with Nick,
the Kettle Black Johannes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it's cool times. Yeah.
We got about half a record recorded, and once we get back from tour, we're gonna record the rest of it. Probably either with Nick or Mark, one of our good friends with good ears.
Right on. Okay, Vaudevillian, what about your recordings? And I know you guys have put out numerous. I mean, I had 2 that I brought into the station, and you piled a third on here. How has it differed from the beginning, the original recordings, to what you guys are recording these days?
Wow. Well, I mean, the first record I cut when I was just doing me and the one-man band thing was on a little portable Zoom thing, and in my friend's laundry room, because I started doing like busking tours and was like, I need to sell things to make more money. Yeah. So I started selling CDs, and then my buddies years ago got like a tape machine, and then recorded a couple records there, and then last year we cut a record at this little studio in this place called Haven in Hamilton, right on Barton Street, in a room the size of this radio station, and on a half-inch tape machine. And we took the same machine and went to an actual studio this time, Boxcar Recording Studio, by Gage Park in Hamilton.
Sean Pearson.
Yeah. And
He's great.
Dan Edmonds recorded it for us too in this huge wooden room, and we just recorded on tape, pretty much live.
Yeah, we
Did it
just
all live.
finished mixing and mastering.
That's gonna
it.
sound nice.
Yeah,
I bet
it
it
sounds
does.
great. Danny Edmonds playing some piano, and then Sean's working the magic, and then
Gonna release in
it's just
August.
the three of us being really
Yeah.
tight.
Oh, it's great. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 15-track record.
And
15
it's
tracks.
mouthy as hell.
And it's we're gonna eventually release
Heck.
a 4-track 7-inch. We took the really sloppy songs off of the.
Hey, yeah, that's the one I
record.
keep bugging you to. I want to play on. Yeah.
Yeah. $50.
50. I have to pay you. I have to pay you.
And I'll pay you $50.
Oh, okay. All right. I was gonna do it for a free record,
Question?
but
You're gonna break out a fight.
But this is the first time we actually recorded in like an actual studio, and it was great and so much fun.
Lots of drinking.
Lots of
Oh,
of McDonald's.
I gotta watch that
No,
out.
that was once that we really drank. It was right by by the train tracks too, so it kind of had this almost like romantic aspect
butt.
to it. It was lovely. It was incredible.
Yeah, recording on tape is awesome. I mean, it sounds great in the studio, and then it sucks because then once you put it digital, it doesn't sound the same as it does come from the tape, but it still is warm and wonderful. And the tape's expensive though, man. Oh, stupid to buy that stuff. But it
What
sounds
about
good.
memorable artists that you guys have shared bills with? Who you guys played with that were really either inspirational or just cool to share stage with?
Bob Log the Third.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
actually
he's
as
a
cool as you want him to be. He's really sweet and fun to hang out with. Great sense of humor.
Does he really wear that helmet all the time?
No,
Okay.
no, and he's actually pretty good looking too. You'd be
Got a good
surprised
stash.
because he hides his face, but he's actually like a pretty handsome man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Has he performed in Guelph, do you know? And would he be interested in coming to be guests on Underplayed and Underpaid in the future?
Oh, you're gonna.
If you're listening, Bob Log the
He's a
Third.
busy guy.
You're gonna have to email him. I can give you his email.
Sure.
But, I think he's playing Hamilton in
Toronto, I think.
the summer. I think so.
He plays Kitchener's in Waterloo, so he'll probably play Guelph. I mean, he plays the Jane Bond in Kitchener, which is like, or Waterloo, which is like a tiny venue.
Cool.
So, just play the jazz.
And I saw a video that is part of a roll through of videos that you guys have. There was 4 videos, 2 of just you guys playing, and then 1 with the 5-piece, and the 4th was a video with Bob Log. If you could explain what that video was about to the listeners. It's
our hot sauce infomercial.
There you go.
We just made our hot sauce because we sell hot sauce, habanero and Thai chili. It's Frankie's recipe, but I made the label. And we had just made it, and we thought, what better way to plug it than do a hot sauce infomercial with a fella from Tucson, Arizona. And we were playing together with him, and our friend Ian Steinberg suggested we do it, and we kind of bushwhacked him, said, hey, you want to do this? And he said, sure. And then we did it. Then we gave him eggs, and we gave him some French fries, and we gave him a record. Yeah.
Are you going to have the hot sauce available April 22nd? That's Friday, April 22nd.
Sure will. And there will be free samples.
Free samples.
And it comes with a download code for our vinyl album in case you don't have a record player. You can just buy the hot sauce.
This is
It sells
an
itself.
innovative idea.
Marketing.
Right.
Yeah.
Food. Everybody's got to eat. It's like, or to sell watches.
Well, and people can only buy a record once. They can keep buying your hot sauce.
Unless you're Jose from Toronto, just got
Jose.
bought it super
Yeah.
loaded and
Okay, Jose
went poof right away.
didn't need 2 records. I think he just flung it back. Yeah.
Right, Vaudevillian.
Flailed it.
Same question. Interesting or really inspirational or just cool bands that you guys have shared a bill with?
I mean, share the bill on Peely Island with one year the Great Lake Swimmers and one year the Strumbellas. That was pretty cool. Tom Wilson. That was alright. What else? I mean, in New Orleans, you got to go out on Royal Street, and that's where all the busking happens. And we split spots with lots of really cool bands like Tuba Skinny and whatnot. So
Yeah, that was great. We play a lot too with this band called Frankie and Jimmy, and we like them, like their sound, but one of them's a diva, so it's kind of difficult to put on a show with them.
Yeah, so touring, you'd have to have separate vehicles.
Well, yeah,
That's
we're
our
talking
plan,
about a tour
actually.
too, but we need to, just have a couple cars in between each car.
And so, based on that answer, I have to ask this question. What was the commute like from Hamilton to Guelph with this Frankie and Jimmy band?
It was hell. He made us read a book.
That was okay.
This horror book he made us, and he had these photographs of these children in this. What's the book called?
Amityville Horror.
He made us read it, and there's
It
these
smelled like a dead
weird
skunk half the
evidence in it.
time.
I mean, it's cool, but those guys, they don't shut up, you know? Just like talk, don't focus on the road.
Now I understand what I go through.
Swerving everywhere.
What are you going to do? Highway 6.
All right, so I'll just ask this question to the room. If anybody want to take it, what's the most, in your opinion, underappreciated Delta blues artist?
Frankie and Jimmy.
All right.
Well, you asked us this before. The most underappreciated is someone who never cut a record. Someone that, like Alan Lomax or Pete Seeger never ran into, or just never got a break, never cut a record, and we never heard their songs. That's the most underappreciated. Because for every person that got recorded and got a record deal, I bet you there's like 10 that were just as good.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I think we probably just lost a lot of musicians because no one cared, because they were poor black and American.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's carry on then. How would your music be different if you were actually in the 1920s? Do you feel like you would
Probably
be
less
playing
distortion.
1850s music?
Probably make money.
Probably not as loud.
I mean, back then it was sweet. Musicians got paid to record. You didn't have to pay to record.
Yeah.
So like, a lot of these bands,
More valued. Yeah.
like guys like Blind Boy Fuller and stuff, were making tons of money, getting paid like $200 to cut a side, which is like $2,000 now. So yeah, we probably make a bit of scratch.
Well, I hope it wouldn't be too different from my position though, because some of my favorites, like Bessie Jackson, who goes by Lucille Bogan, like a lot of the ladies back in the 20s, they'd play music professionally, but they'd also be a prostitute on the side.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that I would just stick on my direction where I am now.
Yeah, Memphis Minnie was a lady.
A lot of the ladies were, yeah.
Gotta make that scratch.
All right, Frankie and Jimmy, would you guys like to perform another song?
Yeah,
Want to
do
get
you
some
guys
water
wanna do
first, and
St.
I'll talk?
James Infirmary? We should do that.
Sure.
In A flat? Oh wait, A minor? Don't listen to me for the keys.
Did you want to get some water first?
Yeah, I do want to get some water.
All right, then that'll give me a second to rap to the listeners. Once again, Friday, April 22nd, Vaudevillian and Frankie and Jimmy return to the Jimmy Jazz, 9 p.m. No cover ever at the Jimmy Jazz. You're listening to Underplayed and Underpaid, University of Guelph, Community Campus Radio 93.3 CFRU. The format of the show is we like to promote local talent. So if you're a singer, songwriter, artist, whatever, get a hold of me at bryancfru@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to have you right into the station like we have today with Frankie and Jimmy and the Vaudevillian. Thank you guys very much.
What's your, how do you play it?
It was down in old Joe's barroom, by the corner of the square. They were serving drinks as usual, and the usual crowd was there. On my left stood the Joe McKendy, and his eyes were bloodshot red. And he turned his face to the people. These were the very words he said. I went down to St. James Infirmary.
What are you doing there?
I saw my baby there. She was sitting on a long white table, so sweet, so cold, so bad. Let her go, God bless her, whoever she may be. You may search the whole wide world over, now find a sweeter man as me. Tell you what,
nickels. 8 million nickels and dimes.
How'd you know that?
Reason I knew I had 1 million nickels and dimes is 'cause I counted them 1 million times. When I die, I want you to bury me in my straight jacket. Hold on my tinfoil head.
Alright.
1,000 big coins down in my straight jacket, so the boys know I went down like this.
Blow that horn, man. Come on. Folks, now I heard my story. Gonna show the balls. You can tell all the people. I gotta say there's a problem now.
Good, Frankie.
Thank you guys all so much.
We didn't practice that, so that was
You played
pretty
the
good.
songs totally different.
I know.
That was really fun, guys. Is that are you guys going to be jumping on each other's performances at the Jimmy Jazz? You going to mixing it up?
Well,
that usually.
probably, yeah. We'll
Play a couple
see.
dirty tunes.
Depends how much money people give us.
Yeah.
Are you going to do the Run to the Kittens thing then? You run while the rest of the band members perform, you run around with a jug and ask for money?
Yeah, the Vaudevillian does it a lot. I mean, we're professional panhandlers, really.
Sometimes we just stare people down and go, "Hey, you like hot sauce, bud?" Wasn't a question.
So what other merch are you guys going to have besides hot sauce available at the upcoming show, April 22nd?
We got some footlongs. Records. Yeah, we got our full length record and
Buttons.
we got buttons, but they come in pairs. You can't separate them or they'll get lonely.
Fair.
We got t-shirts and I guess we have corn chips, but those aren't really for sale so much as trying the hot sauce.
For sample, yeah.
I think that's about what we got. We got those are the things. Yeah. Yeah, what do you guys got? What do the Vaudevillian got?
We've got too many things that we sell.
Too many things.
We've got voodoo beads that if you wear them, any voodoo curses cast upon you will not be active. We've got libido tea that we made from scratch, and it does exactly what I said it does. It increases the libido.
Blood flow.
It comes with a download code too for a very sexy song.
Does it?
Can I download Libido? So, no.
Almost.
Download some mojo.
We'll be sampling it too in an old teapot, so everyone can have a little swig of that. And everything else that these folks said, we've got
T-shirts, CDs,
records, yeah, everything.
No vinyl.
Got
Can't afford the vinyl
handmade
yet.
postcards too.
Do you guys have buttons as well?
Yep.
Oh, fantastic.
Buttons. We got
And hugs.
And hugs.
Our hugs are free. The Vaudevillian's hugs cost $1 though.
We'll sell our instruments too. You can buy my guitar for $4,000.
We sell our dogs.
We got pets. We got animals to sell too.
We sell our dogs.
Okay, what do you guys love most about the Jimmy Jazz, where you guys are all performing Friday, April 22nd?
I like that they turn off the TV now. I think that's pretty cool. My favorite part about the Jazz was Maggie, and she moved. I think that their taps are really good. I like the high ceilings, and I like that they pay us money.
The crowd's always nice, and they
Oh, yeah,
pay
right, that's
attention.
it,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
the people are good.
Yeah, the crowd is crazy. I remember playing at the Jimmy Jazz one time, and I saw a guy pull out a condom and pull it over his head whilst dancing. That was pretty cool.
And he blew it up?
He just like put it over his face, just like stretched it and pulled it over his face. I also, one of the first times I played the Jazz too.
Is that a mating dance?
I remember going to the washroom and there was no taps on the actual like
Oh, I remember that. That was right after
in
the
the
talk
bathroom.
show.
So you like try to wash your hands and you couldn't.
We are not talking very well about the place.
No, it's
Gym
great.
is great. I
It's
think
awesome.
the best part, if you're gonna put a positive spin on it, is you're close enough to the audience. Like the stage is like, it's a little stage, and so the audience is right in front of you dancing. So you can ask them for a gin, and they'll go and get you some gin.
Oh, fantastic.
Plus.
Yeah, people like.
Yeah,
dancing
that's pretty
there.
cool, too.
And it's also right in front of Double Dragon. It's a good spot.
It's a great
Yeah,
video
the
game.
Salsateria. I want to go
Fat
eat some
bastard.
Salsateria.
All right,
Not
besides
Jimmy,
the food then.
the burrito place I was referring to.
I'm not a bastard. My parents are married.
Hey.
I'm a bastard.
Hey. What local Guelph and area bands may have caught your attention recently?
Name droppers.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. I like them.
Yeah, Anthony's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're fun.
Dropping names.
Familiar Fiends. Well, they're from Brantford. They live in Guelph now. I like them a lot. They are sassy. Yeah.
The Nasties.
Yeah, they're pretty nasty.
Definitely. All right, let's carry on with the questions. And
No, they're
what,
nice. I like them.
what other bands should listeners check out, in your opinion, so that if anybody out there in listener land wants to or should hear a band, maybe whether it be from Hamilton or wherever?
I think Harry Holler from Oshawa, Cattle from Toronto, Mississippi Grover from Kingston,
Grand River Ramblers from Cambridge area. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Best band.
Richie Bourbon from Moncton, New Brunswick, Colette DeVoe from Sydney, Nova Scotia, anybody from Sydney, Nova Scotia. Who else?
The Vaudevillian.
The Vaudevillian, yeah, Vaudevillian.
Why do you
Frankie and
pronounce it
Jimmy.
right ever?
Dirt Fight. Dirt Fight's a bluegrass band that I've been doing some recording with from St. Catharines. They're going on tour the next couple months as well, so you can catch them.
Anything else to add? Okay. Who does
the May Hemingways.
May Hemingways.
Yeah, the May Hemingways from Peterborough, and the Griddle Pickers from Aurelia.
The DJ Killers from Hamilton. They're
Which
pretty
is
cool
actually
psychedelic jam band.
The Frankie and Jimmy 5-piece band minus me. Yeah.
I'm just going to slide in there the Grease Marks.
Grease Marks. Grease
And
Marks.
are you familiar with Ian Andrews? He does blues as well.
Yeah. He puts on a good show.
Yeah, for sure.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
All right, who does your photography, though? Because you guys all have beautiful photography up on your Facebook pages and so on and so forth. Where does it get? Who snaps
Mostly
the photos?
Lindsay Campbell. Lindsay Campbell Photography. She's a good friend of ours and quite an artist and musician in her own respect and a very good friend. The last photo shoot we did, we put on black metal corpse paint and drove to the cemetery and took photographs.
Are you guys juggalos? I was going to ask.
Juggalos.
It's what it reminded me of with the face
Gigolos.
paint.
We're gigolos.
Gigolos.
Juggalos. not juggalos.
You'd be a great juggalo, Jimmy.
You shut your mouth.
Okay.
Man, some places in Hamilton, there's like, not only do they carry Faygo, like some places on Barton Street, they have entire Faygo sections, which is the Juggalo beverage of choice, is the cheap pop. They have entire Juggalo sections. It's like, it's a whole aisle.
The other day we were busking at Jackson Square and we came across a poster for a juggalo show that's happening at Absinthe.
Yeah, Insane Clown Posse.
No, not even them, man. It's just like...
I can't believe we're talking about this. This is your fault for bringing it up.
I just found out they're coming to Guelph right
Brian
before I came to the show.
McNeil, 93.3 CFRU.
All right. Okay, who does your photography then? Vaudevillians.
Sean Lovering. He lives in Hamilton. He does a lot of the really good black and white old shots. A lady named Kimberly Haddon did a lot of great shots down in New Orleans. Like videography wise, Ian Steinberg, is the best.
He does our music videos.
Yeah.
He's absolutely incredible.
What about your online administration? Who takes care of that for each of your bands?
That's Dada's job.
Jim does all that by telling him exactly what to do. You have to micromanage every keystroke, basically, and mouse click.
Yeah. And you guys, it's Leon, right? Leon Redbone.
Yeah, our dog.
He does it all.
No,
Leon does the online administration.
We take care of a lot of that. And
we switch it up too. Like I hate Twitter and Instagram. Like I don't like that. I can't. I hate it. So
physically can't do it.
Dislike.
So the fellas do that, but some more of the fun stuff like Facebook and stuff I'm okay with.
Right on. Okay, well, the third and missing member of the Vaudevillians Oh, how come they're not here? You mentioned earlier that they got arrested. Are we allowed to go into that, or should we just let the?
I mean, it's
the
a
dogs
legal
sleep?
matter, so it might be.
I'll be straight up honest. We were kidding. He's in North Carolina to register his car again because he's got a U.S. car and he needs more stickers and stuff.
Well, that's not
But
fun.
we're like, hey, we're on the radio today. He's like, I'm in North Carolina. Just say I went to jail. So we did that on his back.
Oh, you're a wuss.
But he's good. He's good. He's a good man. He doesn't go to jail.
You're not pleased that he came clean.
I can't have that on my conscience. I can't lie.
Yeah, well, and, like, what if his mom's listening? Like, that's gonna not be cool.
Or his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I think it's about
That's a
that
good
time.
point. Yeah, they would not appreciate that.
It's about that time on Underplayed and Underpaid that we play Pressed by Nick presents Button Rebuttal on Underplayed and Underpaid. So questions for the game. It's basically, if I don't like your answer, I make you take a dirty button, and then you have an opportunity to rebut as to why you deserve an Underplayed and Underpaid button. It's really easy. Questions such as how would you go about drowning a hipster? You drown them in the mainstream. All right, ready to go? Who wants to go first?
I was gonna say you use a rock.
Drown, not bludgeon. Okay, so I guess that means Jimmy's going first. Okay,
geez.
Jimmy. Jimmy, Frankie, and Jimmy. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your favorite color of the alphabet?
That's not even a real question.
You're wrong. The answer is Wednesday, and that is a synesthesia riddle. Okay, so stick your hand in the dirty button bag and take one of these
I
dirty
feel like
buttons.
that question was rigged.
It was rigged. It's my show. I can rig it as much as I like.
Oh man, thank you.
You're welcome. I knew you'd love it. Okay.
This is great.
Who wants to go next then?
I guess I will.
Wow.
Okay.
Thanks. Where's my jacket?
Frankie from Jimmy and Frankie.
Frankie and Jimmy.
Okay, what's the difference
You gave
between
me
a
two
cat and a
records.
comma? You've timed out. Oh, okay, go ahead. Hurry up.
I realized I couldn't swear, so my answer's...
One has claws at the end of its paws, the other has paws at the end of its claws. Stick your hand in the dirty
you blew
bag.
my mind.
Okay.
So what if we don't want to give these?
You don't have to give them back. They're all yours. You have to keep them, in fact. Okay. Who wants to go next?
What'd you get? Same
Okay.
one.
How do you make a tissue dance?
Wow.
You sneeze into it?
You were almost perfect. You put a little boogie in it. Stick your hand in the dirty
He
bag.
wasn't even close. He wasn't close.
So this is like a dirty bag. Does that mean you farted in it?
I'm not allowed to answer that question. My lawyer told me not to. And of course,
No, these are
Nora,
dirty
you're our
buttons.
final contestant on Pressed by Nick presents Button Rebuttal. What do you call a pile of kittens?
You're gonna disqualify me for what I say.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The answer was Meowton. Okay, stick your hand in the bag. Take out a button. Thank you very much for playing. And,
Meowton.
I'm just going to give you guys all Underplayed and Underpaid buttons because that was fun. All right.
None of us got the answer right.
It's okay. So,
I want some more of the butthole buttons. Can I not say that? I'm sorry.
you can. You can say anything you like as long as you don't cuss.
Oh, okay.
Got me.
Okay. Getting back to the questions here. If Guelph has been dubbed the Seattle of Ontario, would you say Hamilton is the Memphis of Ontario? Anyone?
No, it's totally bogus.
Okay. And why?
Because Guelph is not the Seattle of Ontario. Guelph is Guelph.
That was
I don't know. Just say
Kitchener.
Hamilton is like the Brooklyn of Canada. Hamilton's the Hamilton. It's half. It's like Gotham. Half of it driving in is like Gotham, and the other half's like San Francisco.
It's like that movie Eraserhead.
You think so?
Yeah, the whole industrial thing.
And then like you make a really strange baby.
Yeah, I know.
That's actually true. Yeah, in the North End. Yeah, there's some chemical issues.
It's kind of like the Cleveland of Ontario.
Yeah.
You know,
Hamilton's more like
But
the
awesome.
Cleveland or the
it's the armpit.
Gotham Light. It's like Gotham Light. Guelph's pretty nice. I like Guelph. We're gonna go to get burritos after this. If you want to come, you can come.
Oh,
with
for
us.
sure.
Yeah.
Actually,
Unless you're barred from the joint. I don't know.
I am from one, but we're not going to talk about that. This interview is about you guys. If you were asked to write a song for a movie or TV show, what would you expect the plot to be?
So a guy gets hired to by this agency to write a song for a TV show, and he can't think of what it is because no one will tell him what the plot is, and it's just really frustrating. and then he just decides that he still wants to get paid, so he doesn't write a song, he just steals a song from someone who's been dead for 50 years.
What's the plot?
Then he lives happily ever after.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah, okay, that's my answer.
Vaudevillians, do you want to weigh in on that?
We do like a freak show. Like we would write the music, like every song we'd write would be the perspective of a different freak show member. So someone who didn't have any limbs, we'd write a tune from their perspective.
I ain't got no limbs. Things aren't good.
That's ableist.
Like we do little, like old rag tunes from their perspective.
What would be the plot, though? What would be the problem?
Have you seen the movie Freaks?
Yeah, that's the climax.
Have you seen the actual movie Freaks? I think it was your buddy that talked about it. It's really weird.
We should do the movie scoring for them then.
It's already out.
If they do a second one.
Like
I didn't finish my damn sentence.
1930?
Don't say that.
I'm sorry.
Damn?
I cut into your interview.
Easy to cross
Stop
rivers
talking.
with.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You already
I'm
talked
really.
about it.
I'm sorry. I just.
Stop apologizing.
I was really bad at school.
Anyway, that's my answer.
Okay. What inspires your attire, Nora?
My attire? Well, I'm really good at getting things for like $2 and $5. Like those are my two numbers of things. So everything I'm wearing is in that category except for my boots, which were I think $8.
You bought that sweater for $300 yesterday.
No, it wasn't. It was $3 actually. Not anyway, no, I just Value Village, Salvation Army. That's where my grandma always took me, so that's what I'm used to.
And where did you develop the style?
Probably my grandma.
Through your grandma?
My grandma, yeah. I guess this kind of ragged style.
Right on. You still look lovely.
Thanks.
I want to mention everybody, if you want to know what's going on with live music, you got to check out musiclives.ca. A lot of things are listed there, and if you're also a venue and you want to list your things online in a popular spot, musiclives.ca is the place to go. I want to also thank Nick Clark for Pressed by Nick and get my buttons, my new dirty buttons. We're almost, as you can see, the bag's almost empty.
These are nice buttons.
I don't
These are
think you
gross.
should thank them. These are disgusting.
$10 to eat it.
No, somebody's going to choke and then lawsuit, and I'll be in trouble. Okay, what's your favorite eatery?
Favorite place to eat?
Yeah.
Like ever?
Yeah.
Probably 1995 Harvey's.
Okay, that's a good answer, actually. That's a really good answer. I like that.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to take that one on?
Hank's Convenience in New Orleans. It's a little convenience store, and there's someone in the back making fried chicken for 50 cents a piece. Same with fried catfish and po' boys. It's
I like Muddy's Barbecue in Peterborough.
You already answered.
In Guelph, though, like Fat
Oh, yeah.
Bastards in Guelph,
Sorry.
which you guys thought I meant as an insult earlier, I was talking like literally about the burrito place, and that's my favorite place.
Double Dragon's awesome.
Yeah.
My mom lives in Guelph. She's a good cook,
I
too.
like the Bastone's shawarma and grill place, like near King and Hess.
Nice.
Oh, were we supposed to say a place in Guelph?
No.
Okay.
I said your favorite, whatever's your favorite. Okay, what's the last book you read?
Oh, The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman.
Okay. Frankie from Jimmy and Frankie? Frankie
I
and
don't
Jim.
know. Just
years
it's probably
ago,
like a textbook.
The Palace of Curiosities. Sorry that I cut your textbook.
No.
Wait, no, well, no, you read the Amityville Horror on the way over.
I only read a couple pages until I saw the kids' photographs and I got freaked out. But the Palace of Curiosities, everyone should check out. I forget the author, but it's about freak show folks, and it's unbelievable.
Brandon?
Oh, I was supposed to read that book. She told me to read it, and I didn't read it.
All right, I want to thank my guests, Frankie and Jimmy, and also the Vaudevillians, for coming in to be guests on Underplayed and Underpaid this week. They are performing Friday, April 22nd at the Jimmy Jazz, 9 p.m. doors. No cover, the Vaudevillians and Frankie and Jimmy. Thank you very much for listening. And if you missed anything, go to cfru.ca/recordings/11, and the full show is archived there. You guys are free to do whatever you'd like to do with the interview, and thanks again for being awesome guests.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
Thank you. I love Guelph.
I want to see
Go
it.
Griffins.
Yeah, go Griffins. See everybody there. Jimmy Jazz, April 22nd. Ciao for now.
My boyfriend can't stop drinking until he drinks too much. A friend suggested Al-Anon family groups. She said there are no dues or fees. At first, I was afraid to go to Al-Anon. I felt like a fool to care about somebody who can't stop drinking. But Al-Anon members know exactly how I feel. If someone's drinking troubling you, you might be surprised at what you can learn in an Al-Anon family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or go to alanon.org.
What's up? This is Teaspoon from Delhi to Dublin, and you're listening to CFRU 93.3 FM.
This is James Valvano, founder and president of WeHaveAFace.org, Inc. We advocate internationally for Huntington's disease and juvenile Huntington's disease, a genetic, hereditary, and terminal degenerative brain disease. It affects women, men, and children across the globe. It is like having Parkinson's, ALS, Alzheimer's, and schizophrenia, all at the same time. On April 23rd, WeHaveAFace.org will be showing our international film, The Huntington's Disease Project, Removing the Mask. It will take place at the University of Guelph in Alexander Hall. Doors will be open at 12:30 p.m. and the viewing of the documentary starts at 2:30 p.m. In cooperation with the Huntington Society of Canada, WeHaveAFace.org